You know what? Let me share this too, because I know that some of our members don't get the updates that we will get. So I'm gonna just send some people, whoever's got on here, and then I'll send it to the groups too. Okay, you guys. So, all right, peace, power, and protection. You know, I hope y'all is staying dangerous. So let's get started today with spiritual discussion. So I hope everything is going well with y'all and y'all are staying spiritually protected. I think today's discussion should be an interesting discussion. I want it to be interactive because I'm going to be talking about certain topics, you understand, about anatomy and physiology and metaphysics. And we're going to take a little bit of a deep dive into the pyramids that are in your brain and actually how to use Sigils to actually program your mind and do stuff in certain locations. So we're going to explain all of this stuff, and we're going to go over the post that we made this weekend here as well. So it should be an interesting discussion. So does anybody have any questions so far, anything they want to share about any experiences you've been having so far this week before we get started?
Yeah, I just wanted to say about a couple days ago, when we had those severe winds, those solar winds. Remember,
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like last week you had said about the energy had came in from them proton particles that had you just sleep, like you was just like, had you down and out, had you knocked out. That same
Mm-hmm.
thing happened to me. Like I got up and I couldn't even really get out the bed, and my energy was just so zapped. I slept like the whole day. I couldn't believe how that energy had me like that. I was like, first thing I thought, I said, Empress Nefertiti was not lying. Boy, I could not get out the bed. It had me just drained.
Man, I'm telling you, it was some heavy portal action, some heavy man. We was in a heavy proton storm, and I think we getting ready to ramp up into another one. I don't even think it really ramped down. I think our body just adjusted to it. That's what it was, and it's going to be a whole bunch more adjustments coming, but you could tell like that it was a flux or a change in not just us but in the environment, because now it's like everything that's up there in the density, you know what I'm saying, up in the higher planes where the proton energy, you know what I'm saying, is more chaotic. You could tell that it's something else going on up there. And I think that the orbs are more apparent now, and like the stuff, like people are starting to look up more because there's definitely plasma beings in the air now, and that's not all Project Bluebeam, and it's plasma beings on the Earth too. Like you can see some orbs like close by, if you look, or if you just in tune with that, like you starting to see, you understand the dimensions converge. And I think the more that the further that we go into this new cycle, the more that's going to be apparent. um I've been doing a lot of dealing with sigil work, sigil meditations real heavy, and dealing with my with sigil magic and stuff, just meditations for the mind. And I've been just having a lot of different metaphysical experiences here in Winston-Salem. Because this is where I grew up at, you know what I'm saying? And this is the first time I've been back here, like really in probably about since 2011, so a little while. And it's like you know how like you can leave a place and you go into another cycle, but then you come back to that place and you see what you left behind. Like you see the remnants of what's left, and you like, man, the world has changed so drastically from when I was a child. You understand what I'm saying? Like when I came back here, you understand, and Winston is a very paranormal city. It's a lot of ancestral blood that's spilled here. And I'll get into a little bit of that too. But it's like just like this area here done been devastated. Like it's a dead city. Like all of the businesses is gone downtown, all of the shops, you know what I'm saying? Like people who had businesses here since it was called Camel City, which is a long time ago, because that's what it was known for, was Winston and Camel cigarettes, you understand? So it used to be called Camel City. RJR Tobacco was the really big employer here, but it was all kind of industry here because it was the textile industry. You understand what I'm saying? So like they made clothes here. You had Hanes hosiery. People made socks. Like people made a good living here still when I was young. You understand? It hadn't hit here. Man, this bitch looked like Detroit, yo.
Wow.
Everything fucking boarded up, yo. I was looking, I was like, bruh, I'm finna leave. Like, tomorrow I'm leaving and I'm going back to Augusta. I came up here, you understand what I'm saying? And I think I just needed to come up here, like, sometimes you just need to close cycles. And I got some family up here or whatever. And so I came up this way because I was thinking about, moving up here and just coming up this way to just save some money and just hunker down and, like settle. You understand? That's why I thought I was coming up this way. But then when I got up here, you understand, the spirit showed me that that wasn't what I was up here for. And I'm literally right next to a graveyard, literally on ancestors' graves, and literally like been having so many experiences and stuff with them. And so that's part of the reason why I'm getting ready to show y'all how to use the Aya Ra and how to, if you haven't been using sigils that moving your sigils in meditation, we're going to start talking about that type of stuff in neuronal activation, because I don't know how much like the message that I'm getting from the astrals is it's an imminent catastrophe, imminent, like it's getting ready to happen. And I don't know how much longer we gonna have this phone. You understand? I'm gonna be able, you understand, like this type of communication is going to be. But I'm telling y'all, something is coming. And I seen it, like I done seen the Great Army. I know a lot of y'all done seen the Great Army. Y'all could probably back me up on this, but I done seen the Great Mother. Done seen the Great Army. I done seen the Crystal City. Recently, I keep on seeing the Crystal City, and they keep on hitting me about the temples and stuff that's in the earth. And I just know, like, I could feel it, y'all. Like, it's almost like I'm just, everything for me is shutting down in a way. You understand what I'm saying? And I know that's the way that it's supposed to go. But it's just like I'm just trying to ease myself into it, because it's kind of like, you gotta let go for real. And it's kind of like the ancestors was dealing with me, and they was like, Olivia, because that's my name. Like it was like, Olivia, you gotta pause and you gotta rethink everything that you're doing right now. And are you living in excess, and who are you living for right now? What are you doing all of this for? You understand? Do you care about what people think about you, or do you care about living a spiritual life? It's real. You understand what I'm saying? Because in order to walk the path of the spiritual, you understand what I'm saying? Your abundance comes in a different way. And life, you understand what I'm saying, takes you down different paths, and you have to be ready to adjust. I'll say that. It's like you don't go anymore off of what is to known, what is seen, but you on another frequency, you are being moved and things are taking place that are even higher than you, and you might not even understand why you go certain places, why certain doors close and certain ones open real easily and different things. But everything is in a divine path, and the more spiritual you get, the less material you are. You understand what I'm saying? And it's just funny. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm going through that now. Because when I came back here, it really reminded me of what I was when I was a teen and what I thought I was going to be when I turned this age. Because I'm 45 now. So it's kind of like that mirror magic. You understand what I'm saying? Like you could go certain places and you could remember or have a flashback memory when you was sitting on the stoop like, yo, this go, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, and so I've been doing a lot of that because the girl, you understand, the teenager that I was here in Winston, like it's so many bodies. I got so all my friends dead, you understand. I'm the only one left. Me and my brothers out of my whole neighborhood. And so you understand, it's just like I look at Winston-Salem and I look at the people who I met, you know, in adulthood, like, you know, about 18, 19, those people, not my childhood friends, but, you know, the next group of people you meet when you know, get into adulthood. And I look at the ones that stay here and I'm just like, bruh, they look so old and just like they so depleted. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know how like you could just suck the life out of somebody like at 45 you shouldn't have all these wrinkles and stuff in your face from frowning, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how you could tell somebody that just had a hard life. You understand? Like you 45, but you look like you about 65. Like, and your eyes look just tired. You know what I'm saying? Their eyes look tired. Like, it's a lot of people here like that just drained, bruh. And I'm like, man, yo, the 90s, bruh, hell on that generation, bruh. That shit right there, like the 80s into the 90s, that era right there, bruh, they hit us, yo. That's just my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Just coming back home and just looking at it. And I'm just like looking at people and they're like, oh, you know what I'm saying? They're like, Shawanda, we ain't seen you in so long. He's like, just everywhere I go, people seeing me and like, hey, where you been? Or whatever. And a couple people I didn't even recognize until they said their name, and then I could, you understand what I'm saying? And I felt bad, you understand? Because people was having whole conversations with me and shit, and I didn't know who the fuck they was. And then when they said their name, I'm like, damn, this used to be my ace school boom. Me and you used to run. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when you look at shit like that too, you try to figure out what made you so different. Like sometimes you understand what I'm saying. And I think it's a resilience. I think it's maybe being a stronger soul. I think that is a lot of different things, an older soul. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that in all of those people's lives, because I was really thinking about them because you know, in my about 18 through about 23, 24, that was when I was, you know what I'm saying, I was going back to college and I was a single mom, but I was in a relationship with my daughter's dad. And I had like a couple friends who I used to run with, you understand? And we all had kind of like the same backgrounds, all came from, you know what I'm saying, the hood or whatever. but we had a little bit of ambition, but we was all on Section 8 and everything. And I can remember I was the only one like, bro, I'm enrolled in school. Y'all need to come. Y'all need to come enroll. Yo, Pell Grant, man, that's free money. Like, I used to be trying to entice them all kind of different ways. Yo, I just remember talking to them, bruh. You understand what I'm saying? And they always would, you know what I'm saying, act like, you understand, but I guess they never, put the action to the words. And it was kind of like, when you look at people like that, you just wonder what happened to us to make us fail so hard, and what do we got to do differently so this won't occur with our star seeds and what we got going on, because it really do take a village. Because we got to get out of the mindset like, if something happening in our community, it ain't got nothing to do with us, because that's not the type of people we are. And you understand, and you stronger together, and dividing we fail, y'all. We fail because we the same people. We the same people before Black Wall Street. We the same people that created this whole earth. And somehow, we sat our crown down for material and lost our soul, yo. Because I really don't think you understand. And I'm going to say this and then I'm going to get into the post. When I was encouraging them to go for higher education, I want to share something with y'all. Most of what I learned in higher education, it is an education to teach you how to think like them, which is important because you need to know your enemy. You understand what I'm saying? And then you question that and you build a foundation off of it. But I'm going to tell you what the education system got me. I'm talking about like higher education, BS, graduate school. It's not knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? That's not what it really gets you. But it gets you wisdom because of the type of people that you meet and the type of places that you go and the type of things that you see. And everything is encoded. You understand what I'm saying? And can't nobody have that experience but you. You understand what I'm saying? And it's all for a purpose. And I really think if them people would have just broadened their horizons, they would have saw that it was more than Winston-Salem. It was more than just poverty. It was more than just their whole mindset. And they wouldn't be like they is. They wouldn't be done work themselves to death. And now here you is 45. These people are able to push any kind of button on you right now. You got millions of people that's getting a button pushed on them right now that had careers, but careers is over. I want everybody to know that. You better have a skill, nigga. Fuck a career, fuck that. But it was really, for my generation, it was about the contacts and shit that you set up. You understand what I'm saying? It's too easy for them these people built up no generational wealth, nothing. You understand? And so, I don't know. They just depleted. You understand? Because 45, our age, shit, you got what, a good 20 more years? If you doing shift work, even less than that, my nigga, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. All right, you guys. So I'm finna share my screen. Anybody got anything before we get started? Peace, power, and protection. Okay, yeah. In this group, I ain't gotta unmute nobody. Right. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's get into the post. Let's get into the post. What's that? Okay, you guys. So yeah, we're gonna start on March 1st. So this is March 1st, you guys. So if you look right here, you can clearly see that we was in a proton storm. Like, look at the delineation in the stratosphere. You understand what I'm saying? You can see all the colors right there. I think that's so beautiful. So that was one of our members. Who is that? Next. Little Mac. Little Mac posted that. So she said she saw that at her local beach, you guys. So has anybody been having any of these type of phenomena, seeing the beautiful skies? I know I have, where I've been, both in Winston and in Augusta. Like, if you look at like dusk or dawn, or if you look right before, right as it's getting, evening time, you can really see it sometimes real good in the sky. A metaphysical thing to know about that, you guys, is that when you see those colors, that's the best time to go outside and to meditate, because that's all of the proton energy is there is very strong. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good time to be out there exchanging protons. All right. I think this post here was Donnell made this post, but I don't remember what it was. Let me see. Can you all see when I click links? Let's see.
P stands for.
Y'all can't see that, can you? No.
You can see it?
Huh?
You can see it.
Oh, you could see it? You could see it? Okay, I'm gonna click. This is my first time clicking the link, but I think this was something deep. That's why he put it in there. Because we've been doing a lot in the quantum. So let's see what Donnell
P stands for. District of Columbia. So our country is ruled by the District of Columbia. Well, who's Columbia? Well, we walk over there to the Capitol building, and there's Columbia perched on top. Well, we walk into the Capitol building, and there's the original sculpture that the one on the roof was made from, right there. And we go into this is in the visitor center. We go into the movie theater place there, when they give you a little movie on the history of the making of the Capitol building. And it starts off by calling it the Temple of Liberty. And I turned to my wife, temple? Temples are for gods. What God? Well, we just passed her in the hallway. Who is she? Who is Columbia? She is known as the Queen of Heaven. All throughout the scriptures, all throughout ancient history, throughout many cultures, she has many names. Semiramis being one of them. Ishtar, from which we get Easter. Yeah. Isis, Columbia, Liberty, Diana, Venus. These are just a few of her names. Just like Nimrod, she's the wife of Nimrod, Semiramis. Cush had a daughter named Semiramis, whom he later married, his own daughter, and produced Nimrod. Okay, so that means that Semiramis is Nimrod's half-sister and mother. And then Nimrod turns around and marries Semiramis. So now his wife is also his half-sister and mother. You could walk into the Capitol Dome in Washington, D.C., look up into the P stands for.
All right. So that's a deep post right there. Everything simulates the Great Mother. You understand what I'm saying? And so he put that post in there. I don't think he on the line, but I think because we was talking about the Moors, Benjamin Banneker and all of them that created Washington, D.C., and they created it for this time right now, and it was built based off of astrology and angles and stuff like that. And also Columbia is also Sophia. That's all the same entity. That's all the same energy. It's all the dragon. It's all the Great Mother. Just different tribes or different people called it different things, or tried to make their own simulation of that into what their likeness would be. You understand what I'm saying? But it's still the same principle. And so if you look at that, there are temples in Washington, right? And there's temples above ground and there are temples below ground. And so that's going to be a good place that we're going to pick up in a little bit later in the discussion when we go to talking about the eye and Ra and how that the temples in our brain actually activate those temples in DC and different places like that. Anybody got any questions about that post as we move forward?
I was gonna say, Empress, that a lot of that information they put in that movie National Treasure with Nicolas Cage about the Washington.
Yeah, they really did. I watched that. They actually had that on Netflix or whatever in December, and I watched that again. And I hadn't watched it since it had came out, but I remember like when I watched stuff when I wasn't awakened and I like it, like I always liked all of those movies like Indiana Jones and all of that stuff, and I always felt like some type of connection, like it was something more there, but I never, really understood until now what the connection was and why I liked, looking at all of that type of stuff. And it's some real clues into that because, the code is hidden. You enter and understand, but it's not hidden to us. Like certain things, if you are to see it, it's going to program your brain in neuronal pathways and you're going to get a memory. Your IQ increase, different things happen metaphysically and physically. You enter and understand. So that's why they don't want you to really read or to really like they trying to really fuck with that right now, because what you see, you understand, can actually activate you and do different things. You understand what I'm saying? The hidden codes now, they matter. They matter. They always matter, but right now they really matter because we just picking up algorithms and everything is changing us. And what you got to enter and understand is these people think they know a time when it's going to happen. They think they know. You understand? They have an inkling and they know that we real close to it. You understand what I'm saying? But they still don't over and understand the hidden codes and everything that's encoded and even what they gave us. Or even what we was doing when we was doing all of this. Because y'all got to think about this really hard for a second. We telepathic, bruh. And our ancestors already knew in the future what was going to happen. If you wrote about what was going to happen, that means you already had a plan for it, don't it? Nigga, they knew what was going to happen now. Eons and eons back. These people just got created. They just a blip in the story. You don't understand. But let's keep it pushing. We gonna keep it pushing. So this is me. Did y'all get a chance to look at my little video over here by the little graveyard or whatever? Eric, I saw that post that you made about if you put some ancestors in your backyard, that is sacred ground. Like I just came across that today because I was thinking about that. Like I was like, bruh, how can this be? You understand what I'm saying? That like it's literally graves in my backyard. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's not marked. They ain't got nothing there. You understand? It's just graves. And these is black people. So I went and I looked into it, and I'm going to show y'all the history of kind of what happened in Winston-Salem. But that's the prestigious black people or whatever, because I'm over here in Ardmore. And if you look, you can kind of see these is row houses, y'all. Hold on.
Peace.
Let me try to see.
And then boom, right there.
Let me see if I can.
It's open.
So y'all see, like these is row houses right here. You see that? That porch was built on there. Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah, we see it.
Yeah, that porch was built on there, but it's a row house, y'all. So the row houses had basically 4 rooms, 1 bedroom, and one other room. It was 3 rooms. So it's a bedroom there. It's a living room like slash that goes into the kitchen, and then the bedroom got a bathroom. You understand what I'm saying? And then they built off of these. You understand? But that's the original row house from like in the 1900s or whatever. You know, some people bricked them up, but you see how this open field, like you got a whole bunch of open land over here where like cottages got destroyed and stuff, and it was a bunch of black bankers and stuff and witch doctors that lived over here. I want to show y'all what's up, like for real. So this was the storms. Did any of y'all get hit by the tornadoes?
We had a little wind.
You got what?
Yeah, we got one. We got real strong wind.
Yeah, we had a tornado blow through here. I don't know if there was any damage. It was just it picked up a couple of the furniture or whatever. But so this right here, you guys, this is kind of talking about the gentrification that took place in Winston-Salem. Now this is Ardmore over in Interstate. This is where you had the rich doctors and black doctors and stuff like that. Those families was over here before the gentrification took place. But it took place all over Winston. And Ardmore, unfortunately, as you can see, they was so dirty over here, they ain't even made none of this historical. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you got cottages that probably should be marked as, what would you call them? Like, when something is historic properties or whatever that were built by African American masons and stuff over here that probably should get the historic designation but haven't. So this right here is an article. I hope y'all can see my screen. It was published in 2022. And basically it talks about, you know, the people who got left behind here, you guys, and basically what happened when Winston changed into Winston-Salem, and settlements like Sugar Hill, you understand what I'm saying? I mean, Silver Hill was a settlement. And it was in the 1900s, as it says right there. And it was overshadowed by other larger African-American communities. But however, during the Reconstruction of the Southern United States, that's when they went in there with the segregation and the encroachment, y'all. And basically, they built the roads. You understand what I'm saying? They took 52, and they ran it through this neighborhood and cut the neighborhood in half. That was the first thing. Then they built up all of these white houses all around this area, and then they blocked them off in the road, y'all. So they tried to block them off both ways. You understand? Now, this the black rich people. You understand? So I want y'all to kind of enter and understand what happened that had all of these manufacturing businesses, mills, all of this type of stuff. Because you had a lot of black people here that had motion. And witch doctors, real witch doctors and stuff like that, y'all. I'm not playing. So this is like some of the people or whatever. And I remember I done been over in Silver Hill before, and like y'all, it's real paranormal activity that be going on over there. And so this is a true story. They try to discredit it, but this is the real truth. The reason why this place got that name was because of the silver. You understand what I'm saying? Like people who was, you know, witch doctors or whatever, they would pay them in silver coins. You understand? But also silver has metaphysical meanings and stuff to it too. So a lot of alchemists and stuff like that dealt with silver and different type of metals and stuff like that. And so that's what they paid them in silver. So, you know, these people was over here was rich as hell. So it's a lot of disgruntled souls over here right now. You understand? Like, it's a lot of disrespect. Like just look how they got that burial ground over there just sitting out. But if you go over to the Moravian side of town where the white people, the prestigious white people got buried at, that shit got historical markers and everything. City money go over there. They keep that shit well maintained. But they even got some of these houses on top of graves over here, I guarantee. So that happened all over the South. So that's another reason why this is a dead town. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you got some real heavy shit that happened over in here. You understand? Like, people got hung, people got burned, houses got burned down, gentrification happened, like real stuff happened. And I can remember, man, it was so bad in the Carolinas, yo, that I can't even remember being a youth and being targeted for sterilization. They wanted to put me in a program to give me all kind of contraceptives at the time that I turned 12. They came over to the neighborhood with it. And then they was also doing a program for slow girls that actually sterilized them still. They was doing studies on tobacco on people my age, and it was a lot of shit that was going on in North Carolina. A lot of stuff that now that I'm a doctor, I think about, and I'm like, I really question the ethics of what they was trying to do. So very interesting. Any questions before we move on? All right. So I put that in there for you guys. And I also added this oracle card, y'all, because this is the type of people they talking about. Like, that's the P.E.A.C.E card. And is anybody like real familiar with Baron Samedi? Like, do anybody deal with the Baron? Have any type of relationship with that type of magnetism? On the chat?
No.
I'm going to just say this. It's a lot of magical stuff that happens under moon bowls. And that's a picture, if you look at that, that's a Moor right there. That's the Moors. You understand what I'm saying? And he's sitting there and he with his son. You understand what I'm saying? And they under the moon. Like, root workers and stuff like that, under the moon bowls, that's when you collect all of your stuff for spell work. It's a real magical time. That's where you get creek water, all of that type of stuff is under the moon bowls. Herbs, stuff like that. You even plant sometimes under the moon bowl. Why is that? Well, if you think about it, if the moon got a bowl, then that means that you're seeing all of the different plasma rays. So it means it's absorbing more what? Cosmic energy, cosmic radiations. So everything that we did, it had like meaning and purpose. So the reason I put the P.E.A.C.E card there is because I feel like the P.E.A.C.E card represents those witch doctors, you understand, kind of like some of the ones that was over here, those ancestors. And if you look at those oracle cards, when you pull it, that card always tell you to like be patient and, you know what I'm saying, and use your intuition and like wait. You understand what I'm saying? Like, oracle cards are deep things to have, because when I bought those cards right there, I didn't really understand what I was buying. Like, I was just buying some oracle cards because I heard there was oracle cards and I wanted to do some readings on myself. But you don't never do nothing on your own that you ain't supposed to do. I'm going to just put it to you like that. But them oracle cards right there is really powerful, because you really do get a connection with each one of those ancestors that's on them cards, bro. And shit'll start happening. You understand what I'm saying? Like, my experience with it is stuff will start happening. And like, whenever I pull that P.E.A.C.E card or whatever, I always associate that with the Baron. It's like between the Baron and Legba, like the Baron and Legba be fighting for me. Like they two twin energy, they dual energies. You understand? They want to smoke with each other, but they also compete for. It's just funny. Like, unless you into this type of stuff, it's really hard to explain. That's why I asked anybody, do they like deal with the Baron? But that's one of our ancestors, y'all, that's trapped pretty much, that's in this plane forever. You understand what I'm saying? And you got to know how to deal with the ancestors that's trapped. You understand? Because they done been used and abused. But if you using them for the right reason, if you not asking for stuff that's going to cause cosmic debt and stuff like that, you could get a lot of knowledge and wisdom and have a lot of stuff that'll help you ascend. And I'm going to leave it at that. But that's my hood tarot experience. You guys, Rashad Jamal did a live update from jail. Has many of you all been following that situation at all?
Yeah, I watched the video.
Yeah. Any thoughts on that? Like,
His wife set him up.
what you say?
His wife set him up.
I can't hear you.
I said his wife set him up.
You think his wife set him up? You know, deep as hell. You know. I'm going to just say this, and I'm going to leave it alone. No soul is perfect. We all come here with imperfection. And we all got a path to live. Divine, you understand? We all got an angle to play. You understand? And I don't want to stand in judgment of a soul because I know, like, this is what this plane is for. You got to work that shit out, bro. You understand? Like, you got to work that shit out. Like, I hope as he do his time, he loses less of his ego, because I think his ego is what got him here. Because if he was really right on his spell work, these motherfuckers wouldn't have been able to get up on him like that.
You're not telling a lie.
And that's the realest lesson that I could say out of all of this. If you getting ready to get out here and be fighting in the field in this plane and letting them know that you fighting them, especially if you are a masculine nigga. Either way it go, shit. But for masculine right now, I'm for real as hell because it's that casing you up, bro. Or they're killing you. It's one or the other. So don't be out here fucking around and finding out. I think for the goddesses, you understand, they have a little bit more trouble getting to us when we spiritual motherfucker because we see it coming from a mile away. So that's why I think that it was key that the pharaohs and, you know, men of high esteem before pharaohs even had the psychics by their side, nigga, because sometimes y'all can't see it. You in there and understand where I'm going with this?
Yep, that's real.
If you ain't gonna get up here, you need to have some type of divine counsel. And the only divine counsel that I knew of men who, and this is all my past lives that I could think of, was all women. They didn't have masculine to do that part. You understand what I'm saying? So get past the sex part. You understand what I'm saying? You need to find an empress that really can hit it, bro. That'll see that shit coming before it hits you, bro. Because Yo, if he really had a true divine feminine on him, they wouldn't have been able to get up on him. Not like that. They probably would have had to kill him like they did Malcolm X and Martin and them. But they wouldn't have been able to get up on him with the 5-star, though. Lessons to learn. You understand? Like, lessons to learn, you guys. I wish them the best. You know, I don't judge people. We all imperfect. You understand what I'm saying? I think his path is getting ready to be its own. And I think we could just all watch. You understand? And use that shit as a lesson. Because he one of many, if you really think about it, that's locked up for the same thing. How many spiritual leaders, though? Like, I'm finna hit this and then we gonna move forward. But for real, though, y'all, just think about it. How many of them locked up right now for shit, doing stuff like what he locked up for? Everybody from they clique, yo. Everybody that came down with that philosophy got locked up for rape or some crazy shit. Think about it. It was what's the other guy that's locked up right now?
Nature Boy.
Yeah. What you say?
Nature Boy.
Oh yeah, he locked up, but not just him. You got the elder that everybody followed that's locked up. That came down
Malachi,
to Atlanta. Huh?
Dr. Malachi Z. York.
Exactly. Like, it's a lot of them, not just him too. Like, we could keep on going. They even the dude, who was it? The guy, the black dude, damn, what was his name? The recently, Lord have mercy. They used to wear the little what was it? The little eye of Ra over his little eye. He real black. I can't think of his name either right now too, but he got cased up for doing something inappropriate to girls. I can't think of his name right now. He real dark skinned. He used to be real popular on the circuit back then too, with Pharaoh and all of them. And he got cased up too for the same thing. Like, all of them gone. They wiped that whole crew. That whole crew got wiped. Ain't none of them left. Think about it. What was that black guy's name? Do y'all know who I'm talking about?
You ain't talking about Polite, are you?
Yeah, Polite. They wiped all of them out all at the same time, y'all. Just think about it. They hit Polite. They hit Rashad. They hit Nature Boy. It was a couple other ones in there too. Who was the dude that was always talking about the Moorish dude that was always talking about getting your paperwork and stuff? Everybody used to be posting him. I don't even know where he went. Black guy, Rod Hayes. What happened to him? After all of them allegations came out about him, did anybody figure out if that was the truth?
He's still around.
I don't even see him as much. Do you all see him as much on posts and stuff after all of them allegations came out?
He's still around, yep.
Interesting. He must not be on my feed. I thought that was interesting too, but that's a lot of people. So I'm just saying, you understand? Awareness is key. This was a deep one by Bobby Hemming. I think I'm gonna play this real quick.
This shit so messed up down on the planet Earth. It ain't about no race, it's about the separation of those who have consciousness and those who don't. Just like the Matrix said, those people plugged into the Because what's rolling right now is world domination.
Ah, shame. Any thoughts on that, tribe? What Elder said? All right. I'm going to just say, the great separation is occurring. So you understand it's really a time to really feel people, judge people by their aura and the content of their character, not the outside shell and not by the illusion. You understand what I'm saying? Like for me, when I let people talk, I get really quiet. Like the beauty of being quiet, it'll help you judge a person real fucking quick. Do you know that?
Oh, yeah.
That's a superpower, y'all. I'm telling you right now. Let a person talk and you be quiet and just observe them. You'll see certain behaviors that'll show you if they're being deceptive, like nervousness, laughing. You understand what I'm saying? They keep on, why you ain't talking? Oh, I ain't got nothing to say. Keep going. Like, I'm for real. It'll make a person that's got some negative energy on them for you uncomfortable. Just being silent. Staring at a motherfucker. Just looking at them. Motherfucker be like, what you looking at, you? Most of the time, if you got a real good stare, a person could get up and walk away. Just exit the negative energy right from you. Like, it's all kind of power in that, y'all. We got to really start judging people by that. So that was Remedy H. And basically, he's saying the same thing that I done been saying earlier. The signs and signals is here. It's getting ready. Something is getting ready to go down. And I had basically covered what he was talking about in current events. So that's why if y'all haven't watched that, y'all could go watch that, y'all. But also for real stuff, not to bring current events here, but we talking about nature. If you just look at everything that's happening right now in nature for real, all of the water that's coming, how high the water is, what's going on in areas, the landslides, the planes, the trains, the boats. You understand what I'm saying? The animals that's coming up from the deep depths of the ocean that we ain't never seen before. The new species. You got dolphins that was so afraid of whatever was in the ocean that they came up out of there and beached themselves. But you ain't just seeing them animals do that. Like earthquake fish and shit like that, they don't be up at the surface. So if them motherfuckers done came up, y'all, like, listen, we ain't there yet, y'all, but think about how many millions of miles they had. I mean, not million, but how many miles up they had to swim to come up here to the, you understand, the less dense surface. We talking about the deepest recesses of the earth. Something big is coming. It's already done started. And I think a lot of people is distracted off of what's important. When Donald Trump, we did the reclaim, everything getting shut down right now. People need to pay attention. Ain't nobody gonna be here for it. Ain't no need to have all of that stuff if it ain't gonna be no, man, I'ma just leave it alone. Anybody got any thoughts before I move forward on that? All right, Brother Eric put, who is this? This is a picture of the Great Mother, ain't it?
Hey. I was thinking it was just like, it's the image, but represents the energy.
Okay. Y'all should check it out. I like watching stuff like that to try to see what I can see in it. So that's deep. Thank you for sharing that, Brother Eric. So you guys, some high frequency stuff that's going on right now. It's the carnival, y'all. Look. Man, that's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. I look at that. I just love our people, man. Like, it could be the end of the world, motherfucker. We still finna throw a good party. Y'all can kiss our ass, bro. This is facts. Like, y'all, did y'all think that was beautiful? Like, I just love that.
Yeah, I loved it too.
And then look at this one. Like, I saw her and I thought the symbolism on this was so deep because, man, the image of the divine feminine done being so trashed right now. Like this last couple of weeks, bro, you got Black women looking like the worst people on earth if you look at the news right now, bro. Like, we done seen emphasized homicides. We got women out here looking crazy as hell. You understand what I'm saying? And I was just like, this is so refreshing to just see a beautiful Black woman be in her element, which is sexy, but be respectable. You understand what I'm saying? And be representing something that's really true, which is us, which is my. You understand what I'm saying? And I just looked at her and all of that gold, and it just reminded me, I'm like, we supposed to be worship, but we worshiping the wrong thing. You understand what I'm saying? Like the principle. So I thought she was really pretty too. So they had some really beautiful stuff, and this was one more goddess that shared her time. So, like, look at old June, like the old preacher had Django, Alcala, old June. I just want people to understand, like, them the original peoples of the Americas and other the earth. Like, the earth is melanated. Like, the earth is a diverse place. Like, there's no such thing as white supremacy, you guys. That's why when I hear that type of stuff, it's so funny to me because I'm like, most of the world is already very colorful. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, I think that people just need to open their mind. I think that they want us to be very closed-minded, narrow-minded, everybody to be shut off right now. You know what I'm saying? And isolism, because now is the time for free thinking and stuff like that. And we starting to get our spirituality and stuff back. And you got those places that's been practicing in it, and now it's getting, you understand what I'm saying? Like, a lot of them people from South America and stuff brought stuff up here that helped us in our spiritual journeys. All of them black seed oils and all of that type of stuff, them people brought up here to Santeria shops and all of that type of stuff where you could go up in there and get your shit from Athi and all kind of stuff, bruh. We got to get past the illusions that we divided. You understand what I'm saying? That's the illusion. And that's kind of why I showed that too, because what color was them people? All colors. You understand what I'm saying? And that's Rio. And then you got us up here like this. But we also had some celebrations here too. I think this brother's here. This looked like this say Carnival 2025. I wish he was on the line. But look at that. I think that's New Orleans, right? Say it again.
Yeah, that's New Orleans. We just had Mardi Gras on Tuesday.
Ah, Shay, did you have a good time? So, what were they doing? Were they like welcoming the spirits, welcoming the ancestors with that dance right there?
Yeah, that's part of it. So that was the North Side Skull and Bone gang,
Oh,
and then the sisters when you hear them singing, those were the mystic seven sisters. So this Mardi Gras stuff. So like you had like the Mardi Gras Indians or whatever. So they're a black masking group. But yeah, that's its tradition here. It's like
right.
the Northside Skull and Bone Gang. They've been doing their thing here since like 1800 or something like that. Oh yeah. So
Ashe. See, y'all was able to retain some of it. You understand? Because y'all do it if they do. You see where I'm going? So wonderful. Thank you for sharing those videos, you guys. Those videos are in the chat for you all to enjoy. I think it's always powerful seeing us gather and do stuff like that, stuff that matters. So I like that. Thank you for sharing. Rio is on my bucket list though, y'all. Like I gotta go. I've been wanting to go. Man, I've been saying I'm gonna go. I had made plans to go in 2023. Then all chaos broke loose. But I'm for real. I'm finna hold myself to it right now. See, if I tell all of y'all, I'ma hold myself to it. But if I don't tell nobody, I'm not. I'm telling y'all, if it's a 2026. I'm gonna be in Rio, okay? I might be on there with a tippy boat and a smile, but I'm gonna be down there. I'm telling you right now. All right, let's move forward. So, you guys, you can check this video out right here. This brother right here is talking about doing your indigenous reclaim. Like, listen, I'll just let him tell.
Where did you go for
Can
the
you hear me?
tribal script?
Can you hear it?
Oh, so you trying to get reclassified and
Yeah, we hear it.
recognized as a Native American, huh? Welcome to the cookout. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are in a season of financial abundance, please consider donating to the Cashapp above for this free information. If you are not in a season of financial
All right. So if you interested in doing your reclaim that way, you understand what I'm saying. Then pay attention to that and go to the site. They're definitely on TikTok, but go to the org site and do it. I'm not getting bound to no contracts or nothing. That's what our ancestors did. I ain't fucking around. I ain't signing shit. That's just me though. Don't be like, if you want to, don't do it. You understand what I'm saying? Now is the time. If you want to do that though, for real, now is the time to get on top of that before you can't do it, because it probably ain't gonna be but a couple more months, and then maybe not even that long. I don't know. It's a lot going on. Okay, so here is the last part of my discussion that I wanted to talk to y'all about. So I've been talking about this a lot. I'll play the video. Let me hit play.
Funny dope, talking out his neck, pistol to his throat, bang. Blow this motherfucker, he gon' choke, rah, bang. On the ground, on the floor, someone pick him up, take him to the moon, to the fucking thing. I'm riding through New York, skirt, bang, finna go and shoot New Jersey up, bang, bang, bang. Tryna take my chain, I ain't going. We gon' come and blow New Jersey up, bang, bang, bang. You want something? Hurry up. Try to rob, bitch, me 30'd up. Just like volcanoes, bitch, I'm curried up. Cheese in my pockets, funny dope.
All right. So what we talking about there? What am I showing people there on my Instagram? I'm talking about the 60 Dragon IRA. So this is a sigil, you guys. So I'm gonna start this conversation off like this. I think I drew this sigil when I first awakened in 2019 or 2020. It was one of those, somewhere in there, like it was either late night 2019 or early 2020. And when I got the meditation for this sigil, I didn't enter and understand what it was. Like, I hadn't got any knowledge of like really the pyramids, how they operated yet, or anything like that. I just had this vision and I just had to do it. But then I noticed, like, as I kept staring at this, like, can you see this, you guys?
Yes.
As I kept staring at it, you understand what I'm saying? Because when you do a meditation, you're supposed to focus on a point on the sigil and then imagine the sigil rotate, kind of like this. Now look at the center point of any of them, but the one in the middle is there. Now, when you do that type of meditation, it activates something, you guys. So let's go back to this picture right here, because this is how I want to start it off. Y'all can see my picture?
Yeah.
All right, you guys. So this right here is the eye of Horus. And most people see this eye and they think of it as just a symbol. You understand what I'm saying? But remember, everything that we did was encoded in symbols and it all had a meaning. And so, you guys, one of the greatest forms of communication is a symbol, because a symbol is the quickest form of communication and it's pure math, honestly. So when you look at this right here has the actual math of touch, taste, hearing, thought, sight, and smell. That's the triangles. That's the angles. You understand? You have certain cranial nerves, and I'm going to go into this, that are associated with each of these things right here. And depending on your genetic codes and the way that your pyramids decuss in your medulla oblongata, and also how your optic chiasm comes off of that and decusses, and what codes you have. Advanced meditation and thought activates temples, but not just your temples, actually geographic locations in the quantum. So let's talk about it, what I'm talking about, because we don't want to go too far too fast. Does anybody have any questions so far? Okay, good. Now, if you look here, what you're going to see right here is you're going to see the bottom view of the brain. And these are the cranial nerves that's associated with the bottom view of the brain. What we gonna focus on right now is, you see this area right here, this bottom part, this is called your pons and your medulla right here. I'm gonna focus on this bottom part. There's a tract that decusses here. These two things that you see going up right here are pyramids. They're actually called pyramids, you guys. And your nerves cross over here. It's a cross. And depending on how your nerves cross over there, and you have something in your brain called substantia nigra, which is neuromelanin, okay, dopamine. I'm going to show you all of that, little black dots in there. The activation of the owl. When you cut this, it's going to look like an owl. I'm going to show you that. That's why we use the owl, because it's all attached to all of this. And when you activate this right back here, you guys, that's your reticular activation complex, okay? And you have two states that you can be in. You can be in a state of dream, which is advanced thought. You creating your own algorithm, or you could be in a state of assimilation. That's when you use this part of your brain and your optic chiasm and you open your eyes. So your reality is back here in your hindbrain. The false reality comes up here. But you can use the real reality in your hindbrain to affect what people see and what you see. So we talked about this. These are the different nerves that go through there. And these nerves, I'm going to show you all how they do in the body. Does anybody have any questions so far? This is another view of it, you guys. I just want to give y'all two views so you can see it's two X's that decuss here. Down here on the bottom where you see this little pink, your nerves go across right there. And then up here at the top at your optic chiasm, it crosses back over. And then this where you see pillar one. Pillar one, that's the nervous tract that goes to your eye. That's why it's one. Pillar two, tract two, nervous tract. It goes to two. You understand? That's the two pillars. Now, what's in between here? Well, housed in the middle of all of this is an energy. This is in your thalamus area and in there, and that's the seat of the soul. Where your pineal and all of that is. So I'm showing you what's just below the cockpit, y'all. Just below where the soul is, where the, you understand where that energy resides. So this is that. And as you can see, they're in what? Numerals, right? Roman numerals. Roman numerals are also sigils, are also numbers, is also an algorithm, y'all. It's all the same thing. So when you look at an X, you also talking about these two pillars right here, because this line and this line crossed over in the optic chiasm is what? An X. And where you got your other X at? Right back here. And then where's the third X to make your trinity? You, the unknown. That's also where we got the game of tic-tac-toe. XOX. You the void in the middle. I'm finna come down because I want to make sure I ain't lost y'all. So far, do we have a general understanding of how our nervous system works in that part of the hind part of the brain that you got two decussations or whatever? One back there in your pons area, the medulla, and then you have another decussation where it comes back across in your optic chiasm, and then you have just two nerves, your optic nerves, that power your eyes. And in the cockpit of all of that is what? The pineal, the thalamus, all of this type of stuff right here. And the soul is housed in there and gives the energy, radiates it out, and creates the simulation and the reality, depending on what state you want to be in. Okay, so any questions on that part so far?
Yes, Empress, can you repeat the last part about whether it's reality or the simulation?
Right. So let me use this picture because this is probably a better picture. All right. So what I'm saying is the reality is back here in your hindbrain, because this right here is your reticular activation complex, and that's how you get to your dream state. Excuse me. It also deals with your physical bodily functions here, but this is the real reality. You understand? This is what controls everything in your body. You understand what I'm saying? All of your organs, everything. This is the reality. You understand what I'm saying? The when you go into a dream state, when you go to sleep, this is the reality back here in your hindbrain, which you see that looks light. But when you get ready to wake up into the simulation, you got to give more power. You give the power. You understand? And this is the part of your brain you start using because you open your eyes. So if you want to go to the quantum, close your eyes and use your internal light. And then you're going to be able to manipulate this reality here because you always in between both. You just don't know how to cut it on and off. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand now, yeah.
Right. You got both sides. Listen, right now as we sitting here, you can activate yourself and go into the quantum and cause some cause and effect here. But that's just advanced meditation. You understand what I'm saying? When you go into advanced meditation, you basically cutting your eyes off and you going into the real reality, and then you creating a simulation here. So when you look at that sigil, what it's doing is you're going to get to a point where you stare at it long enough, it's going to turn blurry, and then you're going to see nothing. Or sometimes you can look at a sigil, get the picture in your mind, just close your eyes and just imagine it turning until you don't see nothing but just light. And then meditate like that. Either way it goes, it'll get you there. Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to cut off the extra energy that you're putting into the simulation and channel that energy, you understand what I'm saying, through your dream state or whatever. Get yourself to a higher advanced level of thought to create the reality here. And then you ain't just living a dream, you creating a dream. You a sleepwalker. We all sleepwalking, you just don't realize that. Motherfuckers daydream all the time. They just don't realize the power in the daydream. Okay, so did that explain it? Okay, pretty better. Okay.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. All right. So let's get into it. So remember, I told you all that this sitting up under everything controls everything in your body, y'all. So look, I'm not playing. So these right here is your ocular nerves, you guys. So that's your eyes. You understand what I'm saying? Look at all of these other nerves that go to your eyes and your ears and stuff like that. Trochlear, abducens, optic, ocular motor. So you got 4 different nerves that go there plus the main one. You understand? So you see all of the energy that you got to put to create assimilation. That's why when you sleep, a person can't live without sleep, because you got to cut that off at some point because you put in so much energy into it. So you got to recharge, bruh. Look at all the energy you just expended just to look at something. But let's take it a step further. You understand what I'm saying? Then you got you know, your sensory glands. Do you understand what I'm saying? So all the glands in your face, you guys, your vestibular nerve, that's your ears. Look, the vagus. Look at everything the vagus nerve control, you guys. Your whole digestive tract, your heart, you understand, your whole body's rhythm pretty much. And it's no mistake that that's an X, you guys. You understand what I'm saying? That's like, if you got your vagus nerve, you understand that's your two pillars too. It's all connected. You understand what I'm saying? You lose the ability to use your vagus nerve, everything gonna go. Then you gonna go out of the physical reality and you gonna go back into the spiritual. You ain't understand. Vegas is what keep you here, keep you bound. It's keeping all of your bodily functions. You understand what I'm saying? So think about it. You expending energy too there. Salivary. So as y'all can see, these is all of your nerves, okay? But you need all of those cranial nerves, you guys, in order to reach a higher state of meditation. Notice all of them nerves go to different areas of your body. Each of those areas house chakras, a certain number of chakras. That's what you try to align your body for. So once you align your body, your mind is automatically going to align. Do you see that now? So this is why you use all of those advanced poses and different things, because you try to affect parts of your body, certain energy points and stuff like that to get you to the advanced thought that you need to light your stuff up. You understand what I'm saying? You want to light up that brain. You want to get yourself to a place where you could go to advanced thought. If you're not expending so much energy on the body because you're using it more efficiently, it's working more efficiently for you, then you got more energy for advanced thought. Your soul, you understand? And then your body's not going to break down as much either. So that's just some food for thought. This is a different picture, but it's basically the same rendition. So I wanted to give y'all two of those. But this is also how we control this reality. Like, this is a temple, but genetically you link to a temple too. And I'm going to show y'all what I mean in a little bit. But let's talk about this. Before I move on, does anybody have any questions about like these organ systems or anything that these 12 cranial nerves control?
Yeah, I was just when you were talking about the vagus nerve and how that X comes out.
Mm-hmm.
It's X like a trajectory, and it seems like it's very intricate in its functions.
Exactly, you guys. Listen, the vagus nerve is the most important nerve. They all important. But I'm going to tell you like this. The vagus nerve is what determines your heartbeat, all of your body's natural rhythms, your parasympathetic system. You understand what I'm saying? So basically, that is what distributes the soul energy to different parts of the body so that your body could read what's going on. The vagus nerve go through everywhere in your body. You saw how it was all in your gut and everything like that. So just think, when you pollute your gut, when you fuck up your heart or something like that, you understand what I'm saying? Then your vagus nerve is off balance. You understand? You're not going to be able to get there. Because all of this is based on what the quantum mechanics of the body being efficient enough for you to be able to have the power in your brain to be able to get to these advanced state of consciousness. So that's where the meditation come in at. You kind of see, but go ahead. So did I answer the question, Eric, or did I go off?
No, yeah, you answered it exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, so you guys, that's why all of this stuff is important. So when you really look at like acupuncture and some of those different type of metatantra, all of those type of stuff, they will help you get to an advanced metaphysical state, because once the body aligns, the brain and nervous system aligns, and then you can get a good meditation in, your body will be calm enough. That's why in meditation, you just go into the 0 point. That means that you cutting off the physical so you could power up the quantum. You understand what I'm saying? So all of your nerves, you go into a sensory deprivation point, because that's where the reality is. You expending all the energy to create this simulation, but you just pulling the energy back in. You understand what I'm saying? You absorbing your own light so that you could use it to power your brain to get to the other dimensional plane that you always in. So enter and understand, you always been in both planes. You just been using most of your energy in the physical and not realizing why you're getting depleted in the spiritual.
That's a great explanation.
Cashapp.
What about electroshock? I said, what about electroshock therapy? Does it really help?
Say it again, Brother Eric.
I said, what about shock therapy? Does it really help?
You said some kind of therapy. I couldn't hear you.
Electroshock therapy.
No. Electro, because you're using electricity. You just frying circuits. You already got enough electricity within you. You a conduit yourself. So instead of electroshock therapy, I would recommend like some type of high frequency grounding therapy or ionic therapy, where you actually remove the ions from your feet and you understand, get yourself unclogged so that you could become a conduit. And then you absorb from your feet or from your hands or from your head. You understand what I'm saying? When you go outside in sunlight, you absorb radiation from your head. If you out there with your feet, then you turn it to a conduit. The energy come through, you replenish, you go down, and then you take power. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the easiest way to function. And then you go from there. So the best way, feet, head, you understand, absorb it, and then you go from there.
Yeah, kind of when people sit underneath those like copper pyramids and stuff, huh?
Right. Now, copper pyramids, doing that type of stuff ain't bad, because you got to think about it. It's pulling, it's increasing the amount of protons around you. You understand? And the photon energy, and you understand what I'm saying? So you able to pick those up into your aura and do things, you understand, and get your body to a more relaxed state, because you're not energy depleted as much, because you're not expending energy, you taking in energy. That's what you have to enter and understand. Either we expending energy or we taking in energy. You understand? And even though we are endless battery, our soul is, this physical body is not. So it has to recharge, right? But we don't do any of the things or live in houses anymore that recharge us. So that's the beauty of the pyramids now. It's doing that work. You could also do it with obsidian, the tourmaline, all of those. Them is big portal breakers though. Like, bruh, you got to be all the way ready when you fuck with it, because it's going to open you up for real. Okay, any question? All right, let's go to the next principle that I was trying to show y'all. So y'all, this right here is real deep. So let's hit it real quick, y'all. So this right here is your cerebral cortex, you guys. And this is your cerebral cortex right here, okay? And your primary motor cortex is right here in this focus, right here in the middle, you guys. You see that little opening right there, that little crevice in between? That's where all your motor neurons and everything meet up, okay, you guys? That's important. You understand what I'm saying? Now, since the pyramids decuss, one thing that you got to remember is your right side of your brain then controls what your left side of your body, and your left side of your brain controls what the right side of your body. So you in revert, you understand what I'm saying? What you seeing out your right eye is really on your left, and what you seeing out your left eye is really on your right. Got it? Got it. Okay. So that's interesting, but what's really interesting is this right here, your midbrain. You see right here, your facial nerve goes into your midbrain, and your facial nerve controls or connects to all of this stuff. Like all of this stuff is connected. But if you look at your midbrain right there, you see them little black dots right there, all these little black dots, all these little dark little black dots right there in between there. Can y'all
Yes.
see that?
Yes.
That right there is your substantia nigra, and I'm going to go to Google and show you all of this. But that's your substantia nigra, you guys. And so, as you can see, you got the facial nerve going in there. Now, imagine this is a part of your brain is just a conductor. You understand? It's where the energy is. You understand what I'm saying? Those substantia nigra, the dark little dopamine dots or whatever you want to call them, are superconductors, you guys. The more you have of these in your midbrain, the faster you can get to the dream state or advanced levels of consciousness. So let's talk about it. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Hold on 1 second. No, I don't want to go to offset swings yet. I want to go to the midbrain. Okay, can you all see my screen?
Yeah.
All right. Let me look. Let me try this one. I think I told you all of this. Like the pyramids of the brain, it's part of the motor system. It's in the medulla oblongata. I told you all that. I told you about the nerve fibers, how they decuss. Oh, yeah. This is what I wanted to also help y'all to understand. So related items. So the pyramids create visible ridges on the exterior surface of the brain stem. So you all feel in the back of your head, those two little knots right there. Y'all feel them little ridges right there on your brain? Your skull? It's trying to protect that area, y'all, right there, okay? That's what they talking about. You understand? And that's also an area where we do what? We put what right there? If you a root worker, you know. And if you don't know, you need to know. Spiritual defense. You always put protective walls right there in between them pyramids because that's where you get attacked from. That's where the demons latch on. Because then they control your reality. And your emotions and everything. You see how a demon can control your emotions now by latching on right there and taking a ride on the back of your pyramids.
I put pine oil back there.
Yeah, pine oil is good. I make a oil that I use back there with like lemongrass and stuff like that. But any of the protective oils that you want, you understand, lavender, any of those type of scents, you understand, hot cinnamon, high vibratory scents. Of course, some people wear jewelry and stuff like that, like crystals and stuff help it, but definitely put you some protection oil. And you could just use plain olive oil that's anointed, to tell you the truth. If you really want to just get jiggy with it, olive oil do everything. Yeah, so I think that's all that. Let me look. Hold on, no, it's not. Hold on, I'm trying to look for something. Give me a second. No. Now looking for medullary function. Y'all give me a second. I got to look it up. I got to see how they putting it information in here. Let me see images of the pawns.
I just want to say, the area that you're talking about in the back of the head, where you start putting the oil on.
Mm-hmm.
I have one of those massage machines that you can like get from Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll do like you said, put like the oil on there and then massage that area right there with that massage machine, and it relaxes my whole body for days. Like it takes away that tension that really has me bound up.
Yes, exactly, y'all. And like to massage those areas too helps to release tension. You understand? Like during the day, like at different angles of time, if you were to massage back there, like even putting a little bit of tension right there, you could feel the shivers or something. Like, you understand? Like, just touch it with your hand. Like, you could actually feel something happening. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's realer than real. So that area that I'm trying to talk about is the ponds or whatever. And the picture that I'm trying to get is the ponds actually looks like an owl, y'all. It actually looked like an owl on pictures. That like dark part of it or whatever, that's what I'm trying to get the picture of to show y'all. Radiography. Let's see if they show it in radiography. Some of this stuff be hard to get to, y'all, because they don't want you to be able to see it. You can kind of see it there, but this not a good picture of it, bruh. Can y'all kind of see the owl in that?
Yeah, I can see it.
That's why we took the listen. That owl, you guys, is a deep thing, because the reason why, not only do that look like an owl like that, but I'm finna really fuck you up. If you was to get an owl and you was to just move the little hairs or whatever feathers over there on the side, you can actually see their optic chiasm and all of this shit. And that's what we use to study the brain. Like if you was to just move that, like literally you could see all of that right there. The owl does not have an eye socket. That's why its eyes could go all the way around its head. Humane research, motherfucker. You can see how the illusion work in animals. That's what we did. We scientists, right? And that actually looks like an owl too. It's all linked. It's all an algorithm within the algorithm. Understand? We scientists. So if I want to study my local, what would I do? I put it in nature and watch it in nature. Owls have the best vision ever, don't they?
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll see everything.
That vision better than ours. You understand what I'm saying? So if you want to study vision, you would study an animal with better vision than you to see what's more advanced, or to see how the most advanced version of sight could be in this algorithm. You understand what I'm saying? You can't have all of that because it would expend too much energy if all of that was in one being. So then you learn to communicate with those beings telepathically and control them. So then once you link with them, In the quantum, you can see what the owl can see. That's where all of that stuff takes place at, in the midbrain, the pons, the medulla oblongata. None of this up here help you connect, you understand, to anything but what's physical reality. If we talking quantum reality, it's back here. So you connect telepathically from back here, not up here. So it just be funny to me when they be like, ooh, no, motherfucker, it's really ooh. Now, temples, remember I told you, is the physical reality, right? So the temples, once you activate your owl, it's levels to this, you guys. You understand what I'm saying? You got different levels. Let me show y'all in here. So you got different levels to this. You understand what I'm saying? You got the medulla part, which is the actual stem area. You understand what I'm saying? That's where like your tongue and all of that is, your hypoglossal nerves and muscles to your tongue. So you're going further up the face now. Think about it. Then you got your lower motor neurons, your facial nerves, you understand, that give you like facial expressions and all of that type of stuff. That also is linked to higher stuff in the cosmos as well. I'm going to show y'all that, but that's this. So you activate your owl. Once your owl get activated, then it throws everything up here into the cerebral pundicle. And that's where the real action take place. And that's what gives you your wings. That's the wings of my aunt, y'all. That's the same principle, I promise you. Don't that look like a spaceship right there? Can y'all see where I blow that up?
Yeah, it does look like a spaceship.
And if you look right there in the middle of it, you see that's a triangle, right? That opening is an angle. That's called your cerebral aqueduct. That's you. That's the soul. I'm telling y'all, it's a lot. It's fluid that goes through there, y'all, that has to flow. And it flows like a whirlwind through your whole brain. So do the energy, man. It like swirl, yo, like I'm for real. And when this right here activates or whatever, you understand what I'm saying? That's when you getting close to it. You getting close to the dream state then. You understand what I'm saying? And back here. And then once you get in the cockpit, you come from the dream state and then you come out into this physical reality. Them two lines right there is the nerves that go to your eyes, y'all. You feed the reality to your eyes and then your eyes project the false reality back to you. And if you stay up here, you understand, in the front and don't go to higher self, all you is in is the physical plane. You understand? But that's the only spaceship we got, y'all. Boom, right there. I ain't bullshit. I'll show it to you. I'll keep on showing it. You can go look at it for yourself. That's your shit, bro. You get the fuck out of here anytime. This is an avatar. So, the wings or whatever. And everything has dual meanings. You understand what I'm saying? Because the wings of my eye also got to do with the 42 principles, bruh. The 42 ideals of my eye. And all of that stuff really is linked to the brain. If you damage a certain piece in one of them areas, a person gonna lose their ability to do one of these 42 things. Every time. Stuff like honor, virtue, that's got to do with the soul, benefit with gratitude, being peaceful, respecting others, affirm that all life is sacred. Like, this is the internal morals, nigga, that was encoded in all of us from the Great Mother. Bruh, can't nobody give you that. You know that, bruh, because you was created on that principle. Your brain literally was. I just showed you where it was. Right here, motherfucker. Hold up. You don't need the law. You is the law. Until you lose function here. The function, the dysfunction gonna come from there. That's where the energy gonna get broken. It's in your soul. And then it's not gonna be able to feed some area in the physical brain, and that's where they're gonna see the disease. Understand, the energy breakdown from the back, not the front. By the time you see the brain lesion, it was already back here. Something shut down. And then that part of the area couldn't get what? Nerves. Think about it. Oxygen, blood, because the nerves tell all of that stuff to happen. And then what happens? You see a lesion in the physical up here part of the brain. But that shit was already back there, bruh, and could have been healed if you would have been doing what you need to do. And then for some people, it can't be healed. They ain't never had it. They look like us, but they're not us. They might have something similar to this, but you ain't going to see no dopamine nerve. You ain't going to see no substantial. Now, you ain't going to see the black dot. The black dots. You see where I'm going with this? Anybody got a question? I ain't lost you, have I?
Nah, you doing a good job, Empress. So basically, we're like walking universal law in the flesh.
You is the law in the flesh. The Great Mother gave that to you. It's encoded in your brain, literally. You know what's right and you understand you is the measure of self. There is no right or wrong because you the measure. You just got to make sure you're in touch with that part of yourself and measure yourself. When you don't, you out of control, and that's what? In lower self, you in the physical brain then. But you always in both. Just what is you diverting more of your energy to? You understand what I'm saying? Like the people who live a real physical life, that's why they die so fast. Even athletes and stuff burn their soul out. Sometimes, because they don't, like the athletes that live the longest, y'all, have a real meditative principle, or they like do some real stuff with the body to replenish themselves and replenish their soul. They're not even realizing what they're doing. Some of them do though, but like for real, you burn yourself down. So substantial Niagara, beautiful offset, you understand? So she represents, in my eye, they represent a lot. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of different principles, you guys. So this is just another rendition of it, you all. And so this is what I'm talking about. Like the substantia nigra is right back here. It almost looked like a cord going into something. You understand? Like that's almost like if you can imagine how they take plastic and case cables and shit in it and stuff like that, you understand? Or a copper wire, how you know you run copper wire to use it. Well, just that's like, no, I can't call it copper wire because it's greater than that. But y'all, whatever that stuff coats, bruh, it's a superconductor. So that means like the energy just is, it make your cable just be connected, bruh. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, you got some people that's just back there firing. They ain't got no real dopaminergic neurons back there, and ain't nothing gonna happen, or they don't even have that area, period. You just a hollow man. So you just walking around here with no soul and just on a physical program. And so these different areas right here do different things in the physical reality. You understand? So that's your motor association cortex, physical. Now we getting into physical reality. You understand? Thalamus, you still in between the subconscious and the physical when you hear. It's when the energy, your soul is in here, though. I promise you, it's, if you was to look at it, your soul is in here. A little dot, man. That's where the soul energy is, right here in this area right here. And then if you can just imagine, you see the substantia nigra is back there because that's your spinal cord going in back there, your medulla oblongata I showed y'all. On the bottom of this, remember up under your little spaceship or whatever, it's all your cranial nerves that's coming from your spinal cord back here, and they under the foot of the cockpit. That's what I like to call that, because this is a ship. So just imagine all of your nerves just running up under there. You understand what I'm saying? And so also, if you look at this, that's why the thalamus is also the eye of Ra. You understand what I'm saying? And if you look back at that picture that I showed y'all, it also represents the angles in here too, because we always knew that if you know how to control this subthalamic nucleus and all of this stuff right here, you could create any physical reality you want to. So that's why that's so important, y'all. And it's actually linked to locations. It's actually linked to a it's actually linked to stuff, y'all. Like, this is how we did the rain dance and it actually fucking rained. This is how we did stomp the ground and it really is an earthquake. This is how ancestors like Oshun put their hands in the air and twirl, motherfucker, and the goddamn wind really twirl. You can look at this. That's the same thing as the eye of God. It's all the same thing, y'all. When your brain go to functioning, if you look at that eye right there, that eye of that hurricane or whatever right there that's getting ready, that was fucked up Greece, you got that right here. In the middle, just imagine that energy right there. And then everything swirls around. The water that's in there, the soma, the fluid, you understand? And that's how the energy go through there. You understand? Everything kind of flow like that. Like it like swirl out, yo, like for real. Like it's got to be that vortex, yo. You literally got a vortex in your brain. Now the advanced quantum mechanics of it, I'm for real. You can even see the eye imprint in this. That's some ice. Can y'all see that eye right there?
Yeah.
What I'm trying to show you, tribe, is that this is your astral plane, okay? Everything is linked to you. Now, I don't know what your bloodline is, what your genetic codes is, and when you light up these certain centers in your brain, what's going to happen? But you will figure it out. You understand what I'm saying in your journey. Part of that is knowing your crest, because then you'll know where your blood done touched and what you might shimmy and shake with your astral plane. But you got access to all of that through here. Bro, you could cause a hurricane. You could cause a volcano to break loose, bro. It's all in your mind. You create nature, and then you live like you create the nature that you need to thrive. If you tell nature that it's time to reset because you can't live in this simulation like this, the simulation got to do that, because the physical, that's just don't exist. What's telling it what to do is you in the cockpit. You got to determine it. You understand you'll live in a reality you want to, but you making a determination. Nobody else. Nobody else. Because you understand, nobody else. So when I showed y'all this sigil, I also want y'all to see that this on my face, that's the same sigil. It's just abbreviated. I got the vortex, I got the angle going up, I got the angle going down. If you look at this sigil right here, it's two triangles in here. It's an angle going up, it's a triangle going up, it's a triangle going down. I got a line going down through here, and then I got angles showing direction, energy. That's all the same thing. That's just increased density. That's what I look like here. It's all symmetry, y'all. Each of these in my face, facial nerve, cranial nerve activation, I'm drawing out certain things on my face that mean stuff to me. You enter and understand what I'm saying? I'm activating certain things. Nothing is for trivia. When you see this, it's like me sending you a QR code, yo. But not just you, them demons too. The next conversation that I'm going to have with you guys, I'm going to have the conversation where I actually show you how the planets is linked to your face and your chakra system, because that's how I'm going to build off of this. But I had to show y'all like cranial nerves and get into this part first. And then that's how we're going to build to the next level of the face and how we control certain stuff with our face, put certain sigils, certain veves, different things on our face, or draw certain patterns on your face, use certain highlighters, makeups, different things like that, and it does certain things. You understand when it does certain things. Telling you the truth. That's why we were painting our face. Because what it really is doing, y'all, on a real level, nah, I ain't getting ready to go that deep into it yet. I'll save that for the next lecture. So this is what I was showing y'all, you guys. You see how this is the same rendition of what I had, the 1/8, 1/16, 1/2, the touch, taste, smell, everything that basically gives you a physical reality. And then this is the brain. You see that? 60 Dragon Eye of Ra, you guys, activating all of this. That's what all of this was about. That's what it's all ever going to be about. And so the last part I want to talk to you all about is, of course, you saw that angle. Like, let's say you see 1/8. It's always a 1 and then the fraction. That's the way I look at it. You always got a whole, because the soul is a whole. The soul is a pillar. And then you got a fraction. The fraction is the angle of light bent. You understand what I'm saying? So 1 and 1/8. It's a isosceles triangle. Now, what's deep about that is that's the angle that your magnetite crystals form to produce a certain action. And depending on your genetic codes, those pyramids and angles is set up in your brain like the golden square, yo. And you could do shit. Remember, I showed you that triangle that was right there in the brain? And I was like, y'all see this angle right here? Where it's at? Let me go back to it. Because I know I blowed it up, but I want to make y'all sure y'all see this. Y'all see that? Because I'm giving you arithmetic that could really fuck some shit up right now. You see that angle right there? It's a real life angle in your brain if you got the right genetic codes. In that angle, you is the golden square. You the golden square, y'all. You a C squared. Light squared. You determining, you got your own light, bruh. You square the light when you look in this reality. This is squared light right here. This is you versus you. Any questions? So far, that's as far as I'm going to go with it today. I wanted to stop here at the golden square because I'm going to pick it up next time with the golden square, and I'm going to go into some geometry. And I'm going to talk about the angles of the face and the different cranial nerves and everything. Now that we done got from the soul angle of it, so we know we coming up. Now we got to come into the physical plane, into what we see, our brain, and what this is out here. You understand what I'm saying? And what we doing when we drawing on our face with certain colors, you understand? White absorbs all light, right? So I would want white going down right here in my crevice because that's where my brain, think about it, my motor neurons. So I want to absorb all the protons I can in this area, pull it in to my motor cortex. I'm pulling in energy because what I'm doing, I'm powering this though. When you wearing that during sacred ceremonies and stuff like that, you want to get to a metaphysical state. That's why you putting that shit on your face, certain colors and stuff. You absorbing photons of light into your body, which goes into your nervous tract. All of those facial nerves I showed you, which travels into your thalamus, back there in your pons, and then you have a metaphysical experience in this physical reality because you done overrode the physical. You ain't light squared right then. You just the light. You always energy. You always mass right now, here. That principle of mass. The only difference is the C squared. That's how quick you see. You understand? That's the light squared. Close your eyes. You light. I promise you. When you close your eyes, you're going to see the light. Open your eyes. Now you light squared. Your light is bouncing off you and you seeing something now.
That's a great explanation. Once again.
All right. Well,
So when you open up your eyes, that's when you're creating the projection.
exactly. You become the projector. Mm-hmm. Yep. Any more questions on that, tribe?
Yeah, I got a question, Empress. So when we back to the twin pillars, right?
Mm-hmm.
On each side, we know are opposing views of the twin pillars. They're looking at each other. One side of that pillar would represent our spirituality, and then thigh will represent the physical, right? The physicality.
Okay, when you talking about the spiritual pillars, you in the middle, right? You talking about you being in the middle of the void and the two pillars, right?
Yeah,
One is
exactly.
spiritual reality and one physical reality. And you with
Yeah,
the vortex
exactly.
in the middle, the unknown.
Okay, yeah, I was just trying to make sure I got that right.
Yeah, and that's also the same principles for the brain, y'all. It's just the pillars like this. Pillars, do it like that. Okay. And then what's that little dot in the middle of them pillars? You understand? That's the decussation point. That's where the energy dissect. You understand? Divert. You understand? If you was to open up those nerves, you'll have a straight view to the soul. But you couldn't do that. That was like it. It's funny. I don't know. It's just funny. Sight is funny because you know everything that you see done already occurred by the time you see it.
So when we're picturing things in our mind's eye, when our eyes are closed, what are we accessing then?
When you're picturing things in your mind and your eyes are closed, you accessing the quantum. You accessing the realms of higher thought, of higher consciousness. You understand? You create in that. And then if you make the choice, you can bring it into the physical reality.
Because when we do that, we can also hear our voice.
Right. Because, right, you ain't got no more noise outside of you. Physical reality, you done cut that off, and now you just strictly, you understand, in the quantum with your soul. You understand? So you ain't expending nothing. Then you gonna know. You understand? You in that part of yourself. So yeah. So when you see that, yeah. If you really think about it, that's where all advanced thoughts start from. You have to get an idea, right?
Right. Yeah.
So that shows you that the idea is the reality. Nothing gets created without the idea. How do you get the idea? You got to touch what? The soul. You got to go into thought. So most people, when they think, they being still and shit. They being real still. Motherfucker go to thinking, they get still as hell. Smoking, you just still. Meditate and think about it. You real still, bruh. If you know how to meditate, that's what I'm telling you. Or you could be the opposite. You could be the chaos mean. Sometimes working out and different stuff like that, doing art, different stuff, music, stuff like that, will put you in an advanced meditative state too. But that's when you really doing some 60 dragon activation then, because basically the frequency that you creating, like you in that frequency of, you understand? So you creating that, like you is becoming the port, like you is the muse and the creator at the same time. So you in advanced, you understand what I'm saying, like quantum stuff then when you like doing that type of stuff, because you there, you understand, your hindbrain or your higher self done took over the vehicle then. You understand what I'm saying? So all of that idea, creation, and thought is coming from the soul, and then you just manifesting it, and you becoming a god then. You creating the reality that is, but that's whatever you wanted it to be, but it couldn't have existed without the idea. So the idea is the reality. And then this is the illusion of that, or the replica of that. You understand what I'm saying? Like when we leave here, we're going to be in that reality. We ain't going to have to create shit. You understand? It won't be no energy expended. But here, you understand, this is the simulation of what that is. So I'm in heaven right now, but I'm also here. So I can simulate here what I want to. What parts of that do I want to bring? You create your own universe. You are a universe there. You just bringing parts of your universe here as an idea.
For me, I get there when I'm wrapping my copper and crystals.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's usually, you know what I'm saying, when you're doing something, you understand that advanced concentration, like you concentrate, you understand what I'm saying? Like, you still thinking about that. Every time you coil it, you understand what I'm saying? You still moving, you still using sight, touch, taste, smell, and sound. You understand what I'm saying? Like, all of that go together. Ashe. Any more questions, you guys, or anything, any other topics y'all want to discuss before we in the chat for today? I know that was a lot. You know, the Ra, I could talk about it a lot, but I want to like break it up in measures. So I think where we left off right now with the golden square is a good place. And then next week I pick up with the golden square and we'll talk about a little bit more anatomy and we'll talk about a little bit more geometry to add to it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Empress. This was a awesome lesson, and I just want to be able to go back over it and process it to an advanced level, and that way when we come back, I'll be on it.
Oh, no, definitely so. Definitely so. And definitely, if you have any questions when you rewatch this video, put them in the chat. I'm more than happy to answer. You understand what I'm saying? Or give resources and stuff that you could, you know what I'm saying? Do your own research and look into this stuff yourself. Next week, we're going to talk about, so we'll start off with the golden square, and we're going to talk more about the magnetite crystals, and I'm going to pull some stuff in there about your axon hillocks, and we're going to talk about astrocytes. You got something in astrolia and all that, microglia and all of that type of stuff that you got in your brain, but you actually got something in your brain, and they call astrocytes, yo, and they like these little pods, yo. It's almost like the same idea that they got for, like, you know, something that connect a bunch of cords, like a cord connected, you could stick cords in it from a bunch of different angles. Well, an astrocyte got like 5 legs on it, yo, and it connect to like 5 different neurons. And depending on how many of them motherfuckers you get to the astral plane, you understand what I'm saying? And they call astrocytes. And you can use those to link to the cosmos. And that's how you get your Starlink up. And then you go to talking to people in other dimensional planes with your astrocytes. So that's what we're going to talk about next week. Telepathy, and we're going to talk about the physical stuff that help us be telepathic. That way, if a motherfucker want to argue with you and be like, no, you ain't telepathic. Oh, bitch, yes, I am. Let me show you.
Good stuff.
Ashe. All right, you guys. Well, y'all go in peace, power, and protection. I want y'all to stay dangerous, and I'm gonna post this in here now, and I will see some of you guys Thursday. Oh, and I'm coming to the whoever's doing the coronation. I think I'm gonna do something probably on Monday. I'm gonna do something on Monday because tomorrow I'm gonna be traveling for like 8 hours straight. So I know I ain't gonna be able to do much on Sunday, but on Monday I'm gonna come in there and check for you guys and see how everybody's doing with you know, their presentations give power and encouragement, because I know we all, you know what I'm saying, trying to do what we can. Boy, life is life. All right. Well, if nobody has anything else, I will send y'all in peace, power, and protection. Till next time, you guys, okay?
Peace, power, and protection, everyone.
All right. Stay dangerous.